final episode of the main competition of War Machines. In the last episode, Mo was crowned the first of 3 War Machines champions this season, and the other 2 will be determined in the last 2 fights of this episode. But before that can happen, we have some Final 4 matchups to settle, along with a few bonus fights that should be enjoyable. Before we check out tonight's fight card, I would simply like to say thank you to everybody. Whether you were helping to make this season happen, a creator of one of the 3 mods used this season, or even simply a viewer, thank you for all of your support, as this season was a major blast, a lot of fun came out of it, and everybody was a major help in making all of this possible. Now that that is done, let's now check out tonight's fight card. Leading off this fight card, we got the deadly vertical spinner of Cobalt taking on the defending champion, the flipper of Hydra, which is a rematch from the semifinals of last season. Up second, we have the other Final 4 matchup in the Battlebots and Bugglebots class. We have the runner-up from last season, Black Dragon and their Egg Beater. Challenging them is former semifinalist, the vertical spinner of Hypershock. Up third, we have our first Robot Wars class Final 4 matchup, which is a flipper battle between Eruption and TR2. Last but not least, we have the scoop and lifter of Behemoth, who has a rematch from the opening episode of this season with the horizontal spinner of Last Rites. And while the winners and the losers of all 4 of those matches are getting ready for either their 3rd place battle or grand final, we have a bonus rumble for you, one from each mod. We start off with the Battlebots and Bugglebots class rumble, where Bite Force, Captain Shrederator, Foxtrot, and Ice Wave will all meet. The DSL rumble follows that, where we got Bulldog Breed, Shrederator, T-, and Typhoon 2. Last but not least, the Robot Wars class, where we have Bullfrog, Cherub, Limpet, and Shunt. All of those are great rumbles here, and should bring a lot of entertainment while the 8 bots above are getting ready for their fight in the next 4 matchups, which features the 3rd place battles in the grand final. You see a bunch of question marks there, because I'm not going to reveal who's got those as of right now. Who would want to see spoilers? I sure would not. Still though, this is a great lineup. What a way to end the main competition. Let's check out our first battle, which is a rematch from last season, where we have the top-seeded Cobalt, who will be taking on the defending War Machines champion, Hydra. On the left side, we got Cobalt and their deadly vertical spinner. That vertical spinner is very destructive, one of the most destructive bots this season, and definitely a major favorite to win it all. However though, their vulnerable sides could be problematic in a fight like this. Their opponent is the War Machines defending champion, another favorite to win the competition. We got Hydra, the 4 seed, and their flipper. This flipper is very powerful here, as lots of their opponents have been given a serious amount of airtime. However though, their sides are vulnerable, and they have limited flips at their arsenal. If they run out of flips, they will be motionless for the remainder of the battle, and therefore be in very big trouble. This should be a great one. What a way to lead off the episode. But before we get to this amazing matchup, rather than check out highlights from their previous round matchup, let's check out highlights from how they managed to get to this point in the competition. First up, we have Cobalt, where ever since the opening round of this competition, they have just been merciless ever since they entered the arena. Coming in there, getting underneath all their opponents, laying some devastating shots with that vertical spinner, knocking off some major pieces of every one of their victims, and several of their opponents have left the arena in at least one bin bag after coming in with this bot. This is definitely one major competitor. One definitely to watch to see for the title. Then up next, we got the defending champion Hydra, who has proven ever since their opening round battle that there is a great reason why this bot is the defending champion. This bot has landed flip after flip, given their opponents serious amounts of airtime. Several bots ended up out of the arena, and Hydra has proven they are one of the best by taking out quite a few more best of the best bots. Hydra is definitely another great contender here, well worthy of a Final Four spot. Time for this battle. Let the first Final Four matchup begin in this class. Hydra lands an early flip, another big flip that sends Cobalt back. Hydra opens up the pit. Looks like they want to get Cobalt out of the arena or down the pit as quickly as possible here. Cobalt at the sides of Hydra. Hydra misflips. Could that have been costly as Cobalt got in a few devastating shots and pushes Hydra down the pit of oblivion. The defending champion has fallen. Oh, a few major errors, and that just costed Hydra in this one. Started out so well for them, landing some nice flips, but right here, misflip right there that caused Cobalt to get underneath Hydra. That was such a key driving error in that one, and helped Cobalt here. They managed to get some devastating shots and managed to give Cobalt the push power they needed to push Hydra down the pit of oblivion, and Cobalt is the first finalist in this class. Who will take on Cobalt in the next round as we have our other Battlebots and Bugglebots class Final Four matchup. We have Black Dragon and Hypershock, the 6 and the 10 seed. On the left side, we got Black Dragon, the 6 seed, and their Egg Beater. They have a very powerful weapon. They got 2 very low to the ground wedgelets. This bot has an excellent design to it. Of course, though, they have 2 exposed wheels, which could be a problem for them if they are not careful when it comes to driving. Their opponent is Hypershock, the 10 seed, and their vertical spinner. That is one powerful vertical spinner here, as it is capable of causing a lot of damage. However, though, those exposed wheels and the fact that their weapon is relatively delicate could also be problematic in a fight like this. Still, though, this should be an epic face-off. We got 2 great bots here. Both of them are definitely well-worthy War Machines champions if either of them take it, but let's now check out some highlights that shows how both of these bots managed to get here. First up, we got Black Dragon, who is the runner-up from Season 1 of War Machines, where they started the season off strong, on the strong foot, managed to provide us with a lot of entertainment with that vertical spinner, managed to provide some devastating KOs in this one. And of course, they were never finished here with their Reign of Terror. Managed to prove that amazing design, use that amazing design to lead them to victory, proved why they were the runner-up, and proving that they want to go one step further. Black Dragon is another serious contender to watch here in this competition, and I could definitely see them winning it all. And their opponent is Hypershock, a semi-finalist from last season, who managed to decapitate several of their opponents in their first few matchups here through the power of that vertical spinner. It was not easy, as Hypershock managed to come through a lot of these battles not unscathed in this one, as they took severe damage in quite a few of those battles. But even with all that damage, they were still able to win every one of their fights so far and prove that Hypershock is a legit contender here. Time for the second Final Four matchup. Here we go, Hypershock getting that vertical spinner to speed, as is Black Dragon. Hypershock at the sides of Black Dragon. It's like Hypershock is quicker and a little more maneuverable than Black Dragon, and Hypershock's using that to their advantage. Excellent driving from Hypershock here. More weapon-on-weapon action here. Black Dragon is flipped over right now, charging in with the Egg Beater, and now Hypershock continuing to get some shots on the underside. We see more weapon-on-weapon action. I see a piece on the arena that looks like Hypershock's part of Hypershock's vertical spinner. Another piece knocked off. So that's part of the wedge on Hypershock. Black Dragon's starting to do some serious damage, and now they are landing a bunch of nice shots with their egg beater. Black Dragon is doing some damage with that vertical spinner of theirs right now. Another piece went flying off. Looks like part of Black Dragon's wedge. It was like Hypershock starting to do some damage of their own, but I still see more pieces flying off of Hypershock here. It's like they're losing more bits of their weapon right now. It's like Black Dragon lost a piece of their spinner as well. Lots of damage being suffered by both bots here in this one. What a clash we are seeing right now. We are a little more than a minute into this one. I'd probably say Hypershock has the lead so far, but not by much. We see smoke coming out. It looks like both bots here right now, just proving both bots have just been taking some severe damage. No matter who wins this, neither of them are going to come out unscathed in this one. Both of these bots are taking major damage. It's like Black Dragon lost a wedgelet in one of the pass exchanges. Hypershock's back at the sides of Black Dragon. This is exactly where they want to be right now, as I think Black Dragon is a lower to the ground bot between the two, even with their damaged wedgelet here. Black Dragon is a little off balanced right now, probably thanks to the damage their vertical spinner took, but they are still getting underneath Hypershock as they landed a nice shot there. We are now at the 1 minute mark here in this battle. This one has been close so far. Both bots have had some great opportunities in this one. Black Dragon getting flipped again. They lost the wheel! That's a major piece of damage that Black Dragon just took here. They now have drive on just one side for the remainder of this battle right now. Can Black Dragon get something going? Get a miracle going? Because they are going to have a hard time controlling this battle and staying aggressive thanks to that lost wheel. But now Hypershock taking full-on advantage to that, waiting until the time is right here. Will Bales is just that great of a driver here right now. It's like they're waiting out for Black Dragon to show their sides, like right there. Nice timing from Black Dragon, but it looks like they lost a piece there. I saw a little yellow thing come off. It's like it might have been part of the self-righting mechanism here. So, what a fight this has been, and this battle is going to the judges. What a fight that was. That was very exciting here. Let's now check out some replays. If you haven't seen the past few episodes, these fights are scored based off of the 7-point scale Battlebots used in 2019, where a bot can give it 3 points for damage, 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control. Damage overall, like at first it was relatively even between these two. Hypershock took, it seemed more like Black Dragon was doing more damage. Lots of pieces of Hypershock's weapon were flying off early in this one. Even though Hypershock got a lot more opportunities with their spinner, and Black Dragon seemed to be doing more damage at first in this one. We saw lots of epic shots here, excellent control from Hypershock, along with some moments from Black Dragon in both the aggression and control category areas. This one was an all-out brawl at first between these two bots. Two great Final Four contenders, both wanting they're wanting the grand final spot, wanting to take on Cobalt for the championship. Right there was the major piece of damage that was a real game changer here. Black Dragon lost a wheel and was left with drive on one side, which made it so much harder for Black Dragon in this one. But still, you never want a battle to go to the judges, so you never know what could happen. The votes are in, and it was unanimous. The winner, who will be taking on Cobalt, is Hypershock! That one was such a close battle. Great fight between these two bots here. I think the lost wheel was what sealed the deal for Hypershock, but still, great battle between these two bots. Hypershock will take on Cobalt in the Battlebots and Bugglebots Grand Final to take home the championship. Up next, we are in the Robot Wars class, where we have the 2-seed Eruption and the 11-seed TR2 for our first Robot Wars class Final Four matchup. Both of these bots are great flipper bots here. Now, as I'll go up through them one by one anyway, even though these two are each very similar in terms of design. We got Eruption on the left side. who is quite low to the ground. They have a very powerful flipper on their hands, as we've seen in their past few battles. But then, of course, their size are what makes them most vulnerable here. With TR2, it's about the same thing as Eruption here. TR2 also has a very powerful flipper. They are quite low to the ground, and their weakness is about the same. So this one is definitely going to come down to driving here, and we'll see who's lower to the ground or who can get to the other bot's sides. Either way, this should be a great one. Two major titans here to determine who will go to the grand final and potentially claim the War Machine's championship for the Robot Wars class. Let's now check out some highlights to show how both of these bots managed to get here. First, we have Eruption, who used that powerful flipper and some excellent driving here to manage to push their way through every single battle here. We saw them show off a few times that powerful flipper just to show that they are no joke, show that they were very much worthy of the 2 seed here in this class. What power that flipper had to it. Managed to toss every one of their opponents around the arena here and managed to help them win some key battles here that got them to this point in the competition. Their opponent is TR2, where they managed to use some excellent driving along with that flipper. Managed to provide us with a lot of entertainment with that flipper, taking out some of the toughest machines in their path to get here. TR2, what a bot that has been this season, and managed to pull off some great victories, prove that this is an amazing design here and one to watch for the championship. I could definitely see TR2 taking home the title for the Robot Wars class, but they gotta get past Eruption first. Here we go, here comes Eruption, meeting TR2 at the middle, and then we see an early flip between Eruption. Eruption appears to be the lower to the ground bot, and they are tossing TR2 around. Some nice flips by Eruption here. Eruption proving they want that title here, and they're not allowing TR2 an inch in this one. They are getting underneath TR2 from every angle here. Another nice flip from Eruption and TR2. They appear to be stuck against the pit wall. Why aren't they using their flipper? But Eruption doesn't give them a chance to, because they flip them again and out of the arena, and Eruption has moved on to the grand final for this class. This battle ended a lot quicker and had a much different outcome from what I was expecting. As I was expecting to see action from both flipper bots and wasn't sure who was going to take this one. But that clearly did not happen, as Eruption was just getting underneath TR2 from every moment of this battle. Just did not give TR2 a good opportunity to use that flipper of their own. Eruption continued to just charge, managed to get TR2 stuck up against the rails like that. But before TR2 could free themselves with that flipper, Eruption just sent them out of the arena here and sealed Eruption's spot in tonight's grand final. Next up, we have our other Final Four matchup for the Robot Wars class, which is a rematch from the very first episode in the first main event of this season. We have the 28 seed Behemoth and the 1 seed Last Rites. On the left side, we got wildcard recipient and the bot who's looking for revenge in this fight, Behemoth. Behemoth, even though they are the 28 seed, they have been fighting like they are a top 5 seed in this one. Top 4 since they are in the Final Four here. This bot has an effective flipper to it, it's quite low to the ground, and the bot is quite well armored. But of course though, they do have vulnerable sides, which Last Rites are probably going to try to catch a hold of. Their opponent is the top seed in this class, Last Rites, and that horizontal spinner. That is one destructive spinner here. Definitely a bot who is up for the most destructive bot in this class. However though, they have 2 exposed wheels, which could be problematic for a battle like this. Or it could be the place Behemoth will be trying to target so that way they can gain control of Last Rites, which is probably more like it. Either way, this should be a great one. can Behemoth get some payback on Last Rites and punch their ticket to the next round? Or will Last Rites, through that destructive spinner, manage to go 2-0 against Behemoth? Let's find out, but before we do that, let's check out some highlights to show off how both of these bots managed to get to this point in the competition.
First up, we got Behemoth, who probably has the biggest story of anybody in the Final Four here tonight, as they started off the season on a bad foot with an opening round loss, but did enough to get a wild card and a second chance, and boy did they deserve that wild card, as ever since that opening round loss, they have won every single fight by sheer domination, thanks to the use of that low to the ground scoop and its excellent lifting power here. How will they fare? As they will meet the team that beat them in the opening round in this upcoming battle, whom is Last Rites, who started off dismantling their upcoming opponent piece by piece, and then followed that, getting the 1 seed because of that, and did the same thing to every single opponent following in Behemoth there. Several bots took some severe damage, including house robots from Robot Wars. Last Rites has put on a heck of a show this season, and I bet we will see a heck of a show in this battle. Let's now get to this fight. Here we go, Behemoth charging right in there once again, charging and trying to get Last Rites off balance, and that Last Rites is off balance. Behemoth using the same strategy as when they fought in the opening round, but it didn't work out well for them then. Will it work out for them here? They are knocking Tombstone Last Rites off balance, but there we go, Behemoth took a huge hit and is now stuck on their side. They're trying to self-right through the use of their lifter, but Last Rites frees them there. There, now Behemoth back on the attack, charging right into that spinner, knocking Last Rites off balance, and Last Rites almost comes out of the arena. So close. Wow. Last Rites escapes being flung out of the arena right there, and Behemoth right back on the attack, sending Last Rites out of control here. Excellent aggression and control from Behemoth. Now they take a few hits from that spinner there after they opened up the Pit of Oblivion. Can they put Last Rites down at this time? Big hit! And now Behemoth trying to self-right, and they do. Charging in with that scoop once again, getting a few more excellent lifts, moving Last Rites closer and closer towards the pit. Are they going to put Last Rites down it? But now sending Last Rites back once again. Excellent control and aggression, but I see smoke coming out of somebody. It looks like Behemoth is smoking here. That's not good here, showing that they are taking damage in this one. But how much punishment have they taken? They just lost the scoop now! This is exact repeat of last time. Big hit that sends Last Rites flying again. We are seeing some of the biggest shots of the entire season in this rematch between these two bots. What a fight so far. About 1 minute left on the clock here, and this has been one great fight. This is gonna be a close one, and as of now. A few more big shots from Last Rites. Last Rites now going to work here on Behemoth, trying to stack up the damage, but gotta keep an eye on that control board on Behemoth. I see it's taking damage here, but they are still continuing to remain aggressive, trying to stack up as much aggression and control as they can if this happens to go to the judges once again. A few more big shots from that horizontal spinner of Last Rites. That thing is just a surgical of a weapon here. Few more nice lifts from Behemoth. They have Last Rites on top, and another major shot there. We are seeing lots of terrific moments in this fight. What a fight this has been. This is better than their opening round matchup. Man, this is great. Even Behemoth still managing to get some lifts, and they're continuing to send Last Rites out of control, but this battle is now going to the judges as 3 minutes are now up. This is gonna be a close one. Now, as Behemoth started off on the right foot. Same strategy as last time, trying to use that scoop to knock Last Rites off balance there and control the match. And they did that brilliantly like last time. Just continuing to send Last Rites out of control, as while uncontrolled movement is allowed this season, it does cause a loss in aggression and control. So this definitely could be a close judge's decision here. If you haven't heard it already, these fights are scored based off of the 7-point scale Battlebots used in 2019, where a bot can get up to 4 points, 3 points for damage, 2 for aggression, and 2 for control. Now, as Last Rites definitely did a lot of damage in this one eventually, but later in the match, like at this moment right here, actually not there, that hit right there, which knocked off the scoop, which was really the one big piece of damage between the two bots. But in terms of aggression and control, Behemoth was dominated in those categories, even without their scoop. But still, this will definitely be a very close judge's decision, as Last Rites managed to land some more devastating shots and almost destroyed the control board of Behemoth here. Wow, this one was an epic face-off, probably the best Final Four matchup of the 4 matchups here in this episode. Let's now find out what the judges had to say about this matchup. The judges' votes are in, and we have a split decision. Judge Daily Dose of Battlebots scored this battle in favor of Behemoth. Judge Porinog scored this battle in favor of Last Rites. Judge Green Square scored this battle in favor of the winner. Last Rites! What a close battle here. Excellent fight between these two titans here. Last Rites barely survives this matchup, barely advances, where they will take on Eruption in the next round. We will see Behemoth once again, where they will fight for 3rd place in this class. While the 8 bots that fought are getting ready for their 3rd place or grand final matchup, we got some rumbles for you. We got 1 rumble from each class. We will start off with the rumble from the Battlebots and Bugglebots class, where we have Bite Force, Captain Shrederator, Foxtrot, and Ice Wave. First up, we got Bite Force, and their vertical spinner, one of the bots who was favored to win this tournament, but sadly took an exit a few rounds ago. That is one nasty vertical spinner, and they are quite low to the ground, but if they get flipped, they are very vulnerable. Second up is Captain Shrederator, and their full body spinner, whom we haven't seen since the opening round. They have a powerful full body spinner, but if they get flipped, they cannot self-right. Up third, we got Foxtrot, and their lifter, another bot we haven't seen since the opening round of this class. They have one effective flipper, but their sides are quite delicate, and we could see opponents potentially get to some wheels. Up fourth, we got Ice Wave, who had an exit in the first round of the bracket. They have a powerful horizontal spinner at their arsenal here that could very well cause quite a bit of damage. Along with that, if they lose their weapon, they have the wedge that's quite low as well. But of course though, if they do get flipped, they could have a hard time self-righting. Let's now get to this exciting rumble. Here we go. Foxtrot looking to get on the action. Bite Force and Ice Wave going at it, but Foxtrot trying to get in on the fun. Almost gets a lift on Bite Force here, while Bite Force is just beating the snot out of Ice Wave here. Captain Shrederator getting in on the fun with that weapon to full speed. Now Captain Shrederator getting a few hits. Bite Force trying to target Foxtrot. Foxtrot flips Ice Wave. Captain Shrederator at the mercy of Bite Force, where they are tossed out of the arena, and we are down to 3 bots early. Now we got Bite Force and Foxtrot going at it. Ice Wave is being counted out right now. We are down to 3 bots, a little over 30 seconds into this battle here. Bite Force turning to Foxtrot. Could that be a mistake with Foxtrot right at the sides? I meant they were turning towards Ice Wave. But Ice Wave back in it now, and down the pit goes Ice Wave, but Foxtrot tosses Bite Force down the pit. Foxtrot has won the first Rumble here. Oh, that ended too quick, but it was too awesome here. We saw Bite Force clearly thirsting for revenge after Ice Wave took out Bite Force last season. And so they were targeting Ice Wave like mad in this one. But Foxtrot and Captain Shrederator both looking to get in on the fun. Foxtrot had a nice flip right there, taking out Ice Wave. And then you see Bite Force going after Captain Shrederator and tossed it clean out of the arena. Nice stuff by Bite Force. We saw Foxtrot and Bite Force going at it here between those, which Bite Force seemed to be winning quite easily here. But then Bite Force made the mistake of turning towards Ice Wave, knocked them down the pit, but left their backside vulnerable to Foxtrot. Foxtrot took advantage of that and won this Rumble. Up second, we have the Rumble in the DSL class, where we have Bulldog Breed, Shrederator, T-Minus, and Typhoon 2. Up first, we got Bulldog Breed, who was in the top 8 of this class with their lifter. That lifter is very effective here, as we've seen it do a lot of stuff. But then of course though, they have 3 vulnerable sides where we have 2 nasty spinners who could take advantage of that. Up second, we have the top seeded Shrederator in this one. Shrederator has a powerful full body spinner here, but then of course if they get flipped, they struggle to self-right. Up next, we got T-Minus, whom we haven't seen since the opening round of this class. T-Minus has a very effective flipper, but of course though, they have delicate armor on their sides that spinners might try to take advantage of. Finally, we have Typhoon 2, whom we also haven't seen since the opening round. Typhoon 2 has a powerful full body spinner as well, but stability could be a major problem with this one. I think it's now time to get to this Rumble. Here we go, Bulldog Breed charging at Typhoon 2, T-Minus, and Shrederator, but now getting in on the fun here. Shrederator going after Bulldog Breed, a little weapon-on-weapon action between Shrederator and Typhoon. T-Minus flips Typhoon. Typhoon spinning out of control. We see 2 one-on-one matchups. Gosh, this is hard to commentate and stuff. Bulldog Breed got Shrederator on its side here. Nice lift from them here. Getting another lift in on Shrederator. I see Typhoon 2 appears to be stuck in the corner there. The mercy of T-Minus. But now Bulldog Breed trying to get on the fun, but Shrederator makes them pay for it. Basically telling them, I'm still here. Don't you forget about me. Taking a few big hits as Bulldog Breed. Now we see 4 bots here in the corner. And I see smoke coming out of Bulldog Breed, and their control board's in trouble. And T-Minus is flipping them around. Bulldog Breed now out of the corner. Took a few more hits. Bulldog Breed hanging back. They see that their control board is quite a bit damaged here. Shrederator gets flipped after planting a few hits on T-Minus. This is not the position Shrederator wants. I see Bulldog Breed and T-Minus going at it. Typhoon 2 is just spinning out of control over in the opposite side of the arena. Bulldog Breed underneath. T-Minus flipping them again here. They appear to be the lower to the ground bot between the two. Another flip by Bulldog Breed and putting T-Minus down the pit of oblivion here. So now we got Bulldog Breed, whose control board is heavily damaged here. Shrederator being counted out due to being flipped over. Typhoon 2 spinning out of control. Bulldog Breed taking on Typhoon 2. And Shrederator has now been counted out. So now it's down to 2 bots here. Who will take it between Bulldog Breed and Typhoon 2? Typhoon 2 falling down the pit. They're still up. It looks like now they're down the pit. Bulldog Breed, even when taking severe damage, they have won this Rumble. Oh man, this is a 2-0. 2 great Rumbles here. We saw lots of action to start it off here. T-Minus just put Typhoon 2 at its mercy. Bulldog Breed got some nice action and Shrederator early in this one. But Things did not last that way for Bulldog Breed here, as they took a few nasty hits from the full body spinners of both Shrederator and Typhoon 2 that did major damage to the internals, and now we see T-Minus getting some nice action here after seeing some weapon-on-weapon action between Typhoon 2 and Shrederator here. What a fight this was. Now, as right here was kind of what doomed Shrederator. A nice flip by Bulldog Breed that took out Shrederator. But before Shrederator got counted out, Bulldog Breed managed to flip T-Minus down the pit, making T-Minus the first eliminated bot between the two. And then it was right here where Bulldog Breed managed to get the flip that they needed to take Typhoon 2 out and win this Rumble. Another epic Rumble, a great win by Bulldog Breed. Time for our last Rumble before we get to the third place matchups. We have Bullfrog, Cherub, Limpet, and Shunt. Up first, we got Bullfrog, who had a first round exit when they drew Matilda as an opponent. Bullfrog, with their flipper, has a very effective flipper, but their sides are vulnerable to attack. Up second, we got Cherub, whom we haven't seen since the opening round. They have a very low to the ground wedge and has a lot of push power, but they have two exposed wheels, which could be their opponent's big targets. Up third, we have Limpet, whom we haven't seen since the first round of the bracket for this class. Limpet also has a very low to the ground wedge and a lot of push power, so we could see some major competition between them and Cherub here. But of course though, their sides are vulnerable and they are not as effective if they get flipped. Last but not least, we have the bot that made it the furthest of this group, the House Robot Shunt and their hammer. They have a very effective front, a low to the ground scoop, and a devastating hammer, but their delicate armor could be a potential weakness here in a fight like this. I think it's time. Let's get to our last Rumble of the night. Here we go. So now Bullfrog and Limpet going at it. Cherub looking to get in on the fun. Here comes Shunt as well. Shunt lands a devastating shot both on Bullfrog and Limpet here. But now we see a giant pile here with Bullfrog being on top. Why are these bots each trying to target Bullfrog? What has Bullfrog ever done to you guys here? Limpet just charging after it. Bullfrog gets a flip on Shunt here, but now Limpet's at the backside of it. Same thing with Cherub here. And now we got to see Bullfrog having to self right here. And now we see a giant dog pile in the corner here. We see Cherub underneath Bullfrog. Shunt underneath Cherub. Limpet trying to get in on there. Bullfrog's the first one to get free, but not before taking many shots from Shunt's hammer here. I'd say Shunt is winning it so far in this one. Probably not by too much here, because we've seen some nice action from every bot so far. Now we see some more one-on-one fights. We see Cherub and Shunt going at it. We see Limpet and Bullfrog going at it in this one. And here, nice flip from Bullfrog, getting in on the action, taking Cherub for a ride. But now Limpet's underneath it, and Shunt's at the backside of Limpet, and landing a few hammer shots as the House Robot here. Both old bots here giving each other a lot of trouble here. Cherub trying to get in on the fun in this one. This has been one great Rumble as we are now halfway through it sadly, because this has just been too awesome of a Rumble. We see Bullfrog and Limpet going at it, Cherub and Shunt going at it as well in this one. The floor flipper gets in on the action and flips Limpet, while Cherub's at the mercy of Shunt's hammer right now. But now Bullfrog underneath Limpet. Limpet has lost the ground game advantage between those two, and that could be severely problematic. Cherub's got to be careful about those exposed wheels. Shunt appears to be targeting it. We see a nice flip from Bullfrog, and Bullfrog tosses Limpet clean out of the arena. And Bullfrog has eliminated the first bot. A few nice flips from Bullfrog, and the House Robot's flipped too. Shunt has been flipped over. Bullfrog has just disrespected the House Robot in this one, but now Cherub's underneath it. Cherub and Bullfrog both hanging back. They're not going to send it on Shunt here. They're going to allow Shunt to get counted out right now. And Shunt officially has been counted out, so now it is down to 2 bots. It is down to Bullfrog and Cherub here. What a rumble this has been, another great one. Less than 30 seconds to go. This has been a close one, and so far. Cherub seems to be getting the control advantage right now in this one, but all the action Bullfrog did to take out both Limpet and Shunt has got to be major points to it, and this battle is now in the hands of the judges. So now it's between Bullfrog and Cherub in this one, as the other two were counted out, and that is a rule stated in the rule books for Rumbles. So, Bullfrog had a lot of early action in this one, even though it was in trouble quite a few moments. We saw a nice flip on Shunt there. Cherub was constantly trying to get in on the action, and was sometimes in the dog pile, sometimes at the back of it, getting some nice pushes in on there. I don't know why Bullfrog was just such a target in this one. It seemed like everybody was going after it in this one. Nice flip from Bullfrog right there that flipped Cherub over, and Cherub is not as effective when it is flipped over here. Geez, multiple dog piles in this one. This one is an absolute brawl. But then there was this moment right over here where Bullfrog took out Limpet and ended its run in this fight. And then Bullfrog went right towards this battle, managed to flip Shunt, disrespecting the house robots a few times right here. Then that flip right there was what took Shunt out for the rest of the fight, and for the rest of it, it was between Bullfrog and Cherub, where we saw Cherub seeming to win a lot of this one, but we did see a nice flip from Bullfrog right there that should get it some points. Let's now hear what the judges had to say about this Rumble. The votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Bullfrog. I'm not terribly surprised about the decision here. So we saw lots of terrific moments from Bullfrog. Same thing with Cherub. Either way, great Rumble here. Great series of Rumbles here. So we had a lot of entertainment come. Let's now get to our first third place matchup, where we will see the third place matchup from the Robot Wars class first, which is between Behemoth and TR2. On the left side, we got the 28 seed and the wild card Behemoth and their lifter. This bot has a very low to the ground scoop and it is very well armored, but those 3 sides could potentially be TR2's big target in this one, excuse me. On the other side, we got TR2, the 11th seed, and another flipper bot. So we got another flipper battle, which those are always fun to watch. TR2 has a powerful flipper to it, and it's also quite low to the ground. But like Behemoth, they have 3 sides that their opponent will probably be trying to target in this one. This should be one epic battle. This will probably come down to driving, and whoever is lower to the ground between these 2 bots. I am looking forward to it, and let's now settle this third place matchup. We will not see highlights from their last matchup, since we recently saw those during this episode. Here we go, Behemoth charging TR2, takes an early lift from TR2, but now Behemoth underneath TR2 flips him over, and Behemoth has TR2 in the corner here. Nice stuff from Behemoth to start this battle off, and they have TR2 straight in the corner there. Nice start from Behemoth here. This couldn't be going more their way. More head-on charge, but I saw TR2 sway up in the air a little bit, helping Behemoth get underneath them, and now they're flipping them again, throwing them right back into the corner, basically saying, you get your butt back in there. TR2 being forced to self-right here, but currently at the mercy of Behemoth and their scoop here. Continuing to toss them around and stuff is Behemoth. TR2 is just struggling to fight back. Another nice lift there. Behemoth clearly the lower to the ground bot, being TR2 needs to outmaneuver Behemoth, get to the side,
but that is going to be hard to do with a bot like Behemoth, a bot that is 6-wheel drive here. Charging right back in there, tossing TR2 into another corner. Be careful of that pit though, as neither bot would probably want to fall down. Their opponent might want them to, but they wouldn't want to fall down the pit themselves. There's a flip by TR2, the first flip by that bot here in this fight. But right back onto the attack and almost puts TR2 down the pit of oblivion here, but they narrowly escape it. And halfway through this battle, Behemoth definitely has the advantage here, but TR2 getting a few flips of their own in here. TR2 has gotten a few moments in this one, but other than that, it's been all Behemoth throughout this entire battle here. So, and TR2 forced himself right here, got a lift, got another lift on Behemoth, not quite able to get the power to flip them over here. They need to come at Behemoth from a different angle. But now getting tossed around in the corner once again here. Might want to eye that control board too. Looks like TR2 is stuck over in the corner there. They're stuck on their side. They are being counted out right now. They cannot move here. Behemoth just has to back off. They can win by knockout, but no, they decided to keep the fight going. Continuing to flip them around here. But now TR2 is stuck up against the rails. Helping them out once again is Behemoth. Excellent sportsmanship here in a battle for third place. Surprising decision by them. But now TR2's stuck again, and I see a lot of smoke coming out that's probably been happening for a little while. But they are now free. And now back onto the attack, and Behemoth right at the sides once again. Another flip, narrowly avoiding the pit once again. Now being forced self-right is TR2, and the control board falls. And Behemoth wins by an automatic knockout. This was a great third place battle here. Behemoth on the attack right from the beginning here. Proved that they are the much lower to the ground bot. Just completely outdrove TR2 in this fight. Just did not give them a chance to get the upper hand in this one. And they took advantage of that big time, and it led to a lot of success. Multiple times, TR2 narrowly avoided falling down in the pit of oblivion here. And multiple times they just got tossed around, tossed right into the corner in a place that was hard for them to escape. But then TR2, they did manage to get a few moments in this battle, like right there being one of them. But that was about it for TR2 here. Most of this battle, just about all of it, was controlled by Behemoth. TR2 was not given many opportunities. Their control board eventually started taking effect from it. Behemoth nearly fell down the pit there. And Behemoth control boarded, KO'd them, finished off the bot, and managed to claim third place. Next up, we have our last third place fight of the season. And it is a rematch from last season. The championship fight, nonetheless. Where we have the runner-up, Black Dragon, and the defending champion, Hydra, the 6 and the 4 seed. On the left side, you got Black Dragon and their Egg Beater. That Egg Beater is a very powerful vertical spinner. Their front, as well, is quite dangerous too. They got 2 low to the ground wedgelets, and they're very well armored. But the fact that they have 2 exposed wheels, and the fact that they are very much less effective upside down, could cost them in a battle like this. It was definitely problematic when they fought Hydra last season. Black Dragon, they are after revenge on Hydra, who is the 4 seed and their flipper. Hydra has proven themselves to be one of the most powerful flipper bots in the competition here, but the fact that they have delicate sides, they smoke up quite easily, and the fact that they have limited flips at their arsenal could be problematic and could cost them in a battle like this. This should be one great matchup. 2 powerful bots here, one of them after revenge on the other here. This should be an exciting third place battle, so let's now get right to it. Let the rematch begin. Black Dragon and Hydra eyeing each other out here. Hydra misflips and Black Dragon takes advantage of that, gets some nice hits. in there. That top is not looking good. The floor flipper doesn't do Hydra much good as Black Dragon gets a few more nice shots. Another few hits from that egg beater, and Hydra is smoking already. Off comes a side panel here. Excellent stuff from Black Dragon to start this battle off, and they open up the pit. Looks like Hydra lost a fork to their flipper too. That is not good here. Hydra is just drowning here at Black Dragon thanks to some help from the hazards and that powerful egg beater. And now Hydra looks like that flipper is taking some serious damage, and now they are just getting sent flying with every flip of their own too here. Another few more nice shots from Hydra here. Another big flip that launches Black Dragon around. And now Black Dragon right back on the attack. We see a few sparks from that egg beater. Black Dragon trying to get to the side. They take a flip from Hydra here. Black Dragon trying to get to the sides of Hydra before they can get that flipper going here. Having a hard time with that. Now they're underneath Hydra. A few more pieces come off of Hydra, including the other side panel. And booting Hydra down the pit is Black Dragon, and they have claimed revenge and third place for this class. Black Dragon got an excellent start to this battle. We saw a misflip being key towards Hydra's defeat in this one. As Black Dragon saw a misflip, it happened, and they took advantage of that and dished out some serious damage with that egg beater there. Excellent stuff from Black Dragon throughout this battle, including some help from the hazards that they were able to use to their advantage here to help them get some epic shots on Hydra. And from there, we saw a few epic flips from Hydra. You know you've been wanting to see something like that here. See if Hydra could get a comeback, but it was not enough as Black Dragon managed to get underneath them again, dish out some more serious damage before punting Hydra down the pit of oblivion to claim their third place spot. Nice victory from Black Dragon. What a fight. And now we have a championship fight to settle. We start in the Battlebots and Bugglebots class for this, where we have the top-seeded Cobalt taking on the 10-seed Hypershock in what should be an awesome championship battle. First up, we have the favorite to win it ever since this bracket was formed. We have the top-seeded Cobalt, their vertical spinner that is very destructive, as they are definitely one of the most destructive bots we have seen this season. But Cobalt, they don't have a perfect design, as their sides are very much vulnerable, and that is definitely going to be something to watch in a fight like this. Opposing them, who is also looking to take the title for themselves, is the 10-seeded Hypershock and their vertical spinner. Hypershock has one nasty vertical spinner, as it has also caused a lot of damage throughout the competition. However though, there are quite a few weaknesses in Hypershock as well. They have 4 exposed wheels, and their wedge and vertical spinner have proven to be relatively delicate in their past few battles, which could be stuff to watch. Now that is over, let's go ahead and check out our championship battle here. This should be a good one. Who will claim the second of 3 titles? I honestly think this one could go either way, but let's go ahead and get right to it. Here we go, Hypershock gainer spinner speed and sending Cobalt flying! Nice shot from Hypershock to start this one, and pushing Cobalt around, and I see pieces flying off. Not sure who got the better of that one, as I see pieces of both bots' weapons, but now Hypershock's underneath them. They got the top seat in the corner, they got the top seat on the ropes here. Excellent start from Hypershock, more pieces flying off. I see a wheel right next to Hypershock right now, but that does not look like one of theirs. That might be one of Cobalt's. Cobalt appears to be driving a little awkwardly right now. Could Cobalt have lost part of their mobility in those last few exchanges? Not the way Cobalt was hoping to start a fight like this. We see lots of weapon-on-weapon action. Cobalt being sent out of control here. Cobalt has taken some serious damage in the hands of Hypershock here. But oh, this could still be stuff to watch. We see more weapon-on-weapon actions. I see more pieces of Hypershock's vertical spinner here. So Hypershock is definitely taking some crucial damage as well. Lots of stuff has been happening so far in this battle in the first minute. What a fight this has been so far. This is what championship battles should be like here. Now as we see more weapon-on-weapon action, real stalemate, but Hypershock seems to be getting the advantage in terms of push power between the two. Now they're underneath Cobalt. More pieces of Hypershock's vertical spinner have been flying off. But now Cobalt, they're upside down. They are smoking, and they don't seem to be celebrating here. Could Cobalt be stuck upside down? Countdown is coming on Cobalt. Hypershock is just hanging back here. Looks like Hypershock is going to claim the title, but no, they choose to go in for another hit. Here, keep the fight going. More bits and pieces flying off right now. Hypershock back on the attack, throwing Cobalt right back into the corner once again here. Hypershock has flipped Cobalt once again. Cobalt is upside down once again, and they are unable to move here. Hypershock, are they just going to hang back this time? We got less than a minute on the clock here. Countdown going on Cobalt. Hypershock. Looks like right now they are hanging back as of now. Are they going to go in for one more hit? No! It is looking like they're going to let Cobalt fall, and Hypershock has claimed a championship for themselves here. What a victory by Hypershock here. A well-deserved spot for a War Machines champion. Hypershock started this battle on the right foot. We saw lots of weapon-on-weapon action, but it started catching up to Cobalt big time in this one, as we've seen pieces of their vertical spinner flying, and right there, a wheel fell off on Cobalt, resulting in their mobility being reduced for the remainder of the fight here. And it really played into Hypershock's hands and really seemed to have costed them the entire fight here. We saw lots of weapon-on-weapon action here. Hypershock seemed to be winning a majority of it, but Hypershock definitely took quite a bit of damage themselves, as we see a bunch of pieces of their vertical spinner scattered across the arena. But it was Hypershock who benefited from most of these shots here. Like that right there. Like that was the first shot that flipped Cobalt over, but Hypershock decided they wanted to keep the fight going here. Landed a few more hits, but then eventually decided they needed to end the fight quickly because of the amount of time left on the clock, as they probably did not want this fight to go to the judges. You would definitely want to win a fight like this by a knockout rather than a judge's decision here. Hypershock, this shot right here is what flipped Cobalt over once again, and Hypershock decided to just leave them sitting there for the remainder of the fight, and Hypershock has claimed the second title. Big congrats to them. And now we have one last championship fight, the last fight of the main competition, which is in the Robot Wars class, where we have the two favorites to win the whole thing here in this class. We have the top 2 seeds, the 2-seed Eruption, and the 1-seed Last Rites. On the left side, we got Eruption, the 2-seed, and their Flipper. That Flipper is very powerful, the bot is very low to the ground, and lots more to it. However though, they have 3 vulnerable sides, and the concern that the last time they fought a spinner, their Flipper was destroyed in that fight, which could be a potential concern for a fight like this. Eruption's opponent will be the top-seeded Last Rites here. Last Rites has provided a major reign of terror thanks to that horizontal spinner, as it has a lot of destructive power to it. Of course though, Eruption has those exposed wheels, and also Behemoth has proven in their 2 matchups with it that Last Rites has some stability problems that Eruption might be trying to take advantage of. This should be one great championship fight, a great one to end the season with, another one that I believe could go either way. I'm ready for this, I hope you are too. Let's now get to this championship fight and determine who will be the last of the 3 War Machines champions. Here we go, here comes Eruption, charging at Last Rites, takes a hit early, and gets a flip as Eruption, and Last Rites spinning out of control. A missed flip by Eruption here, but Last Rites not able to compromise very well. A few nice flips from Eruption, giving a Blastrite a lot of airtime here. Another flip from Eruption. And another flip from Eruption, and sending them flying! Lots of airtime be given by Eruption here. Blastrite suffering big time here, trying to get a few shots in. Eruption probably needs to get them out of the arena as quickly as possible, but Blastrite is preventing that from happening quite well here in a fight like this. Another few flips from Eruption, and to start this one off, charging right back in, another flip that sends Blastrite back. But you gotta say though, Blastrite has been landing a ton of big shots with that horizontal spinner here. Could they be taking their toll possibly here? Eruption seems to be holding up quite well to damage, but that could change very easily in this one, as this is not an ordinary spinner bot that Eruption is fighting. Few big shots, Eruption gets sent back, probably the first big shot landed by Blastrite before taking that monster flip here. I'd say this fight is currently being led by Eruption, but things could change here, as we are a little over halfway through this battle. This has been one fight that's been full of action so far, one that I for certain will not forget here. Few more big flips from Eruption here. Excellent aggression and control from them, just not giving Blastrite a big opportunity here. Charging back in, but I think that's the flipper that just came off. The damage that they took in the hands of Electric Boogaloo a few F-rounds back has caught up to them here, as they are now without a flipper for the rest of the fight, and we have a little less than a minute to go here. Can Eruption just hanging on here and manage to potentially take it to the judges, or potentially knock Blastrite down the pit here? Blastrite now sees this as a major opportunity and is landing a few nice shots with that horizontal spinner, but Eruption continuing to charge right in there here, continuing to show aggression and control here. Few nice hits from Blastrite here and stuff. Lots of damage being caused with that horizontal spinner. 20 seconds left to go in this one. What a final this has been. What a championship fight. One of the best fights of the season so far. Here. A few more nice shots from that horizontal spinner here. Might want to watch a control board area. You know, there's 5 seconds left in this one. This championship fight is looking like it's going to the judges, and it is here after a nice last-minute tap by Eruption that sent Blastrite out of control. This will definitely be a close judges' decision here. As a reminder, these fights are judged based off of the 7-point scale Battlebots used in their 2019 season, where a bot can get up to 3 points for damage, 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control. To start this battle, it was almost all Eruption here. Some excellent work from that flipper here, just tossing Blastrite around the arena, showing lots of aggression and control in this one here, which are two crucial categories for judges' decisions like these. However, though, when it comes to damage, we'll get to that part later, though. You gotta say, though, Eruption did give Blastrite a major amount of air time in this one throughout the first 2 minutes of this battle, but right here, this was the biggest piece of damage caused in this one, caused by Blastrite decapitating Eruption of their flipper, and we didn't see a single flip following that, meaning their flipper was truly dead for the rest of the fight. Gotta give Eruption a lot of credit, as even without their flipper, they were still remaining aggressive, showing quite a bit of control in this one. What a fight this was. This will definitely not be an easy judge's decision, as definitely that last minute could have been a game changer here. So let's now hear what the judges had to say, and let's crown the last champion of War Machine Season 2. The judges' votes are in, and surprisingly, it was a unanimous decision. The winner, the champion of the Robot Wars class, is... Eruption! Big congrats to Eruption for winning the Robot Wars class here through their epic domination and aggression and control. Big congrats to Last Rites as well for making it this far and putting up such an incredible fight and providing a lot of major damage as we have seen from them. Big congrats to Eruption for winning the Robot Wars class. Big congrats to everyone who made it that far in that class. Now that that is done with, the main competition of this season of War Machines is now over. Big congrats to Mo, Eruption, and Hypershock for claiming the 3 War Machines titles provided this season. Big congrats to everyone else who managed to make it this far in the tournament as well, or as far as they managed to go. We had such a blast this season through all of the entertaining battles provided by these hard-working competitors. This is definitely one season to remember. While the main competition might be over, this season is not quite finished. We will see an episode that features bonus fights that include several bots who didn't make it very far into the tournament, and following that are 3 episodes featuring all the fights we only saw clips of during the first few rounds. I will warn you that there won't be any commentary or replays for those episodes like how there was in the main competition, but some of you might be happy about that, as I'm sure some of you think I'm not a great commentator or something like that, which I completely agree with. I won't take offense to that. Basically, it will be run almost the same way as my buddy Porinog, who runs the first season of his Robot Arena 2 tournament, Battlebots Armageddon. If you're looking for another Robot Arena 2 tournament to check out, that one would be a great choice. Another great choice would be the one I've helped out a little bit with, as in I've controlled some of the robots fighting in that competition, which is Battlebots Annihilation, run by my other buddy, Civilian Arc. Once again, thank you to everyone who helped make this season as successful as it was. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you got a lot of enjoyment out of this season. This will definitely do it for the main competition of this season, and to celebrate all of this, I would like to show off several of the amazing moments from this season for each class, one by one, with the opening theme song playing in the background.